Welcome back to the Golden Whiskers podcast. Now, today is another episode of our special series called They Saved Me First. This series is all about the animals who show up for us when we need them most, the ones who stick by our side when life gets hard, and somehow keep us going. Now, sometimes they help us smile again, sometimes they just sit with us in the mess, but either way, they make a big difference. You're going to hear from real stories from real people who have been through loss, change, or major life challenges and how a pet of any kind helped them through it. Today, I'm joined by Jagoda Vitez and her story with her cute pup, Amor. Jagoda, how are you? Good to be here.
Hi, thanks for the invite. I'm glad to be here, and yeah, I'm fabulous today.
I was gonna do even a little bit more of an intro for you, and when I was thinking about that, then I started to like give away a little bit of your story, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna let you kind of lay the foundation of our episode today. Amor is kind of the star of the show. I know he's taking a nap right now, but tell us a little bit about Amor, what type of dog he is, how old, and how did you come about to bring him into your life?
Okay, thank you. So Amor is a mix of Malamute and Husky. Don't know which one is a dominant one, and he's five and a half now, and he came to our lives about three and a half years ago. He was actually we took him from a shelter, and who's responsible for that is my daughter. He was kind of scrolling to the ads, and he saw this picture of this beautiful dog, and there was this description saying that this is Amor, and he's almost 2 years old, and he already had three owners, but he's available for adoption. And everybody, when I told them that I'm going to adopt that dog, because I was like, this is it. When you have a feeling that this is for you, that this dog, or maybe when you met a person, there's something that's clicking, And I had this feeling when I saw the picture of Amor, and I was like, yeah, that's going to be my dog. We're adopting that dog. And everybody else was like, are you crazy? I mean, the dog had already had three owners. I mean, you have three kids, and you are bringing the problematic dog, like challenging one, in your home. And I was like, yeah, I don't think the dog is the problem. I think the people are. And so, so I was calling to the shelter, and I had a lot of questions, but at the end, it kind of the bottom line was that he didn't have the proper owners. The owners, well, they actually want a different kind of dog. The dog who would be more like, let's say, watching over the house and be like more aggressive. And he's not. He's like really kind dog, really sensitive, full of love, and he needs to be around people. And it was really, really, when I had to go to another country to pick him up because he was not from my country. And when I saw him, I was like, yeah, oh my God, no, this is it. And when we came home, I live on the second floor, and we had stairs. We have stairs to our apartment, and he was so afraid of stairs. So we had to be on the stairs, and I tried to persuade him to go up and then down again, uh, like 8 hours in 2 days. So we spent 8 hours on those stairs, that he finally got rid of the fear of the stairs and finally was able to go like up and down without any troubles. So yeah, that was my first experience with him.
Amazing. It's so cool that you knew he was meant for you. I think there's something really touching about that. Take us back to the moment that you met Amor for the first time. What was going on in your life at the time?
Well, I was actually in a relationship that was really emotionally draining. And I also been divorced like recently, like 2 years ago before that. And it was really a hard time for me, when kind of you have a feeling that everything is falling apart, when you should do something and don't know what exactly is that. And I was like, oh, I don't know, but I know this is the dog that's meant for me. And when I saw him, he was like, we would know each other for a while, you know. And I'm joking about it, but I said he is my therapist. He was my therapist and still is, because you know what? I set the boundaries. I ended the relationship, and everything was starting to fall into the pieces, you know, fall into their places. And he's so sensitive that when he sees that I don't have time, he's ready to wait. And when he sees that I'm like in the playful mood, he always comes with some toy or something, and he's like, "Oh, let's go, let's play." He's so sensitive that he always knows what I need. And it was like, wow. I mean, that's the first dog I have, and I had different kind of animals before, but I never felt that kind of connection. And he's like really mine.
Yeah, it almost sounds like I know you said you were kind of joking that he became your therapist, but there's probably some truth into that. Sounds like he may be able to understand you or offer something that others couldn't at the time. Is that how you would describe it?
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I would. Definitely. You know,
God,
because it's without words, because we usually, you know, we talk to each other, but he
yeah.
sensed it, you know, and he responds to it. And not just on my let's say moods or how do I feel, but also with the kids. Experience the same thing, you know. He's always there, and he's so sweet, and maybe sometimes jumps on the bed and just kind of cuddle off when you need it. And when my daughter is, let's say, having some problems or she's, let's say, sad, and he goes to her and he's like, come on, it's okay, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, it's so nice.
That's that's so beautiful. Um, when you approach me about maybe sharing your story on this podcast, you filled out a form and you wrote something really beautiful. At one point, you said there was a time where you spent hours just sitting on the stairs with him, no agenda, no presence. I think that's really beautiful. Can you talk more about what those moments look like and how they started to shift something in you?
Yeah, absolutely. It was so amazing. You know, it was at the beginning, the stair experience, when we just sat there, you know, because I tried to persuade him with a force first, you know, to go up on the stairs, to the stairs, and or down. And then he was resisting, of course. And then I was like, okay, why wouldn't I just sit here, be present, just give him some kind of support and safe space? Because we all need that to, let's say, flourish, you know? Just love and understanding, I would say.
Yeah.
And I was just like sitting there, talking to him, just like patting him. And what came out of this was like I put my foot on the stair, and he put his paw, and then the next one, and the next one, and we managed to do it together. And I
My
was
God.
waiting for him. Yeah, I was waiting like, okay, I'm ready. I did the step. Are you ready? And he was like, okay. And maybe it was like 5 minutes later, we put another one, but I waited for him to be ready, you know? And I think after that experience, he was like 100% trusted me from that moment on, and nothing was ever a problem. Because when he saw I I went somewhere, and I could see that he's afraid of something, but he looked at me and kind of took a minute or two, but then it was like, okay, I can trust her. And he went on the thing, and he managed to hear fear and everything. So I think the presence, meaning like building the connection, being present and listening what's the other person, the other animal, the other being is telling you.
Mm,
And that's the whole point. It's not just the animal and human relationship. It's in all our relationships when we should do that. And I think that's so beautiful when you quiet everything down, when you quiet the noise, when you quiet your mind, and you're just like being in the heart, I would say, and just listening, you know. What
yeah.
do you need? What do you need me to do? To how can I support you to be okay, to feel ready, to feel safe, you know?
Yeah.
So I think we gave each other so much. I mean,
Yeah, that's what's so beautiful about it. In contrast to some of my other stories that we've shared, where they already had the pet in the house, or sorry, maybe they were adopting like a puppy or a kitten. You were adopting a dog, and it seemed like you both needed each other at the time, right?
definitely.
And and
Still do.
yeah, and you talked about building that trust. I imagine he came to you and maybe was lacking some trust because you were the fourth owner, and he probably had lost some faith in humanity, in the, the other folks that had adopted him, and then that relationship ended, and he went to the next one, then he went to you, and it was like, all right, how is this going to end? But it's
Yeah.
cool that you all needed each other at the same time. You built that trust and that beautiful relationship, and I love the idea of just kind of slowing things down in this day and age where we're rushing around and it's loud and noisy. A lot of people think healing has to be loud and dramatic, but in your story, it's quiet, consistent love that makes the biggest impact. And I think that's just
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I love also the line that you shared earlier with me. You mentioned he didn't just get a second chance, so did I. What did
Yeah.
that second chance feel like for you?
It's like being whole again, you know?
Mm,
I don't know how to explain it better because
yeah.
it's like being, that you're on the right, in the right place, right time, everything is okay, and you're doing amazing stuff and everything is flowing. And that's so beautiful. That's amazing feeling,
Yeah.
And yeah, and he helped me get there because he gave me the love just as much as I gave it to him. And it's like, relationship which is just growing stronger and deeper, and it's beautiful. I mean, you know I never had the dog, I just, as I mentioned, and I see and meet a lot of people just walking with him on the leash, and
Hmm.
they're just stopping and saying, "You have such a beautiful dog, and remember, he's your best friend. He's the
Yeah.
friend. He will never disappoint you. He will never go away. He's like your favorite person. You are his favorite person, and he's like your most let's say big cheerleader."
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yeah. Gosh, my sister has a golden retriever named Biscuit, who's 12 now.
Wow.
And it was just on Facebook Memories just yesterday where she shared, it was this date 12 years ago that she met Biscuit, her dog, for the first time. And when she shared that memory yesterday, she said, 12 years ago, I met the love of my life. And that's how that may be how you feel too, the love of your life. And my sister's married, sure, the husband's the love of her life too, but he kind of plays second fiddle to the dog a little bit.
Yeah.
It's
I
just,
think we can have like different kind of love of our lives.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Gosh. And I get that because my two cats that have passed away, my two current cats, they are my world. And I can understand how a pet can be the love of your life. I know you've mentioned, you said Amor was a mirror. What did he reflect back to you about how you were doing or who you were becoming?
Well, I think what I cherish the most in Amor is that he's really, how would I put it? He's like a dog that it's not in a hurry, and he's always
Mm,
peaceful. He always meets you with this peacefulness and even playfulness. And it's
yeah,
a beautiful combination because I was lacking that. I was stressed. I was kind of all the time in my head, just worrying, what if, about the future that will never happen, never did happen.
yeah.
And he was just like, "Hey, let's play, enjoy the moment." And that's the biggest lesson you could get. And it's always like that. He's never grumpy. He's never like doing something harmful, you know.
Mm.
And he's always like, yeah, right, you know, it's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't worry. You don't have to worry. Yeah, just enjoy. Just be here in the moment. And we're like, wow, okay. And when I'm on my phone and having him on a leash, he's like, come on, put that phone down. Yeah, we are here now. Here we're walking around. Hey, eyes on me. Really?
I love it. We're often not present, right? You mentioned your phone. I think that's one of the biggest reasons many of us lack presence. We lack connection. We lack those relationships because we're distracted. We're looking somewhere else. We're communicating with a screen instead of being present with the human or the animal in front of us. So I love that idea of slowing down and really enjoying the moment. Um, what do you know now about life, love, or yourself that maybe you didn't fully understand until Amor came into your life?
Wow. The first thing coming to my mind is letting go.
Mm,
Letting go of the things that don't serve you anymore, or you grew them, you know, because you're now a different person. You're kind of grow out of there, and it's just like the old patterns, the old beliefs, you know, they're just kind of, yeah, they're not mine anymore. And I think that was the biggest takeaway from him. And I was like, yeah, yeah, that's true. We have a lot of garbage, and when you go through the challenges like divorce and some kind of draining emotional relationship, or even I also had a different kind of garbage, like bullying and so on.
mm,
And you know, when you realize that that's just in your past, and it doesn't have that, it doesn't have to define you, and it's just like you can let go of it because it doesn't have any impact on you now if you decide it, if you choose not
mhm.
to. And he he taught me that because I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm here in this moment enjoying having a lot of fun. So why would I be kind of thinking about things that happened and yeah, right?
Yeah.
Or like I said before, like questioning myself, what am I going to do if that if is maybe never happening? And
Yes.
if it will, then I'm gonna deal with it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
that's the time when I should be dealing with it,
Yeah.
when it happens, not if it happens,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I think a lot of us do that. We're looking back at the past, giving energy to that, or worried about the future when that may not even happen. We're always thinking about that worst case scenario. So
Yeah,
well
exactly.
stated. If somebody listening is kind of in a really messy, hard situation right now, maybe they're heartbroken, maybe they're starting over, whatever the case may be, what would you want them to know from your journey with Amor?
Well, I think it's so important to give yourself space and to find a way to slow down. Because when you do that, the healing starts, you know?
Mm,
And if you have, it doesn't matter what kind of animal will always kind of give love back when you treat her or him right. Okay. So it's always a relationship, it's always responding. And that's so incredible. That's such an incredible feeling, you know? And when you have time to do that, do it often, because then you'll come back to yourself and just be there, you know? Just like I said, it's not gonna matter what happened or what will happen. It's just you're here. You're giving yourself space, breathe, and do things that you love. You know, we are so when we are adult, we are so strict, we are so serious. Instead of we would enjoy life, you know, because that's the life all about. I mean, come on, huh?
yeah. Yeah. Well said. Yeah. Our animals can teach us so much. Yagata, thank you
Yeah,
so much
because
for
there is a
sharing your.
moment.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Uh, I'll be playing with my cats as soon as we're done with this call here because yeah, it's just if we play more, life is going to be good, right? Thank you so much for sharing your heart and Amor's heart with us today. I love this beautiful relationship that you two have. Before we wrap up, I'm going to give you some space. Is there anything that you're working on that you'd like people to know about? I know you said you have your own podcast and your own programs. So, yeah, take it away. You have the floor, and you can also provide a way for our audience to connect with you as well if you'd like.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, actually, Amor is guilty, I would say, to starting my own online business and doing coaching for high-achieving women and helping them to come home to themselves, and which means having peace of mind, calming down, slowing down in this crazy world. And also, I have the podcast Coming Home to Yourself, which is the place to go to listen, to slow down. It's an invitation to start living the life as you want it. And if anybody wants, they can search me for with Jagoda Vitez. This is my channel, or search me on Facebook, Jagoda Vitez, and yeah, there are different kind of ways to contact me if they wanted to.
Awesome. Well, I'll make sure I'll link all of your places where we can connect with you. I'll put that in the show notes. You gotta thank you so much for being here and for sharing Amor's story. What a beautiful relationship you have. And I'm sure it warmed all of our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. At the heart of this conversation, it's such a powerful reminder. Sometimes we don't need to be fixed. We just need somebody willing to sit beside us. And oftentimes, especially in this case, that someone has four paws. If you love this episode, be sure to follow this podcast, maybe share it with a friend or leave a review. It really helps us grow this labor of love. You can subscribe to make sure you don't miss an episode over at goldenwhiskerslove.com. If you've got your own story, I'd love to hear it. So feel free to connect with me there. And otherwise, thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.